I know you rigged that last dice roll. And now it's time you. Are we live? Oh, you got me. You got me. Definitely not domestic abuse or anything. We just like to do this game where I throw the ball at him and then he spits it back at me. He wouldn't have gone through the wall like we were gonna. Dude, he got out of, what are you up to? 8 years of rent? I know you used that psychic move to make him all flip. This is one of the things I kind of realized was it's very easy to look at someone who's on tilt continuing to gamble and just let him keep going. Hey, you want to double it? Keep going. But like the person going, hey, uh, guy, keep going. That's like that's a different level of also gambling, right? Because I'm also letting it ride, theoretically. Which it, dude, you're gonna get sand everywhere. I just got back from a wedding. Leah decided to go to the beach, which is cool. But oh, chocolate milk. Oh yeah, the beach thing. How was it? Really? Oh, that's sad. Well, we don't have to talk about it. Yeah, the wedding was fun. You know, people kept trying to take videos of me, and you know me, I'm always like, you taking a video of me without my consent? Get it out of here. But it's a wedding, so it's like you gotta play it cool. Um, I just always hate like candid photos and stuff like that. But like with all the money involved at a wedding, and like it's not really about my qualms with taking pictures and stuff. I have a cousin who's a photographer, so I get it. I have a lot of people in my family who are artists and do different things like that, and I just always like, even if it's a candid, like out of nowhere, or sorry, wait, did I say candid? I probably said it candid incorrectly. Why do you think I got the chocolate milk? I'm freaking gassed, man. I just want to get something going with Leo. We haven't done anything since what, Saturday? Yeah, not trying to make this like a daily thing, just to make it a daily thing. But I do. Wait, where did they go? Did you take my shades to the beach, man? Those are good shades. Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure. All right, we'll head back after this and go look for him. Dang it! Holy buckets, dude! Those are my prescroplies. How am I supposed to see? How am I supposed to see into the sunset without my prescroplies? You don't understand. He's got perfect vision. He would never understand. He's not even colorblind. I got double. You know, if we're going off the eye lottery, I might be a massive human being, but eye lottery, no shot. Excellent trait. Thanks, Grandpa. No. Um, no plans whatsoever. Kicking around some stuff. Obviously stuff off of what we kind of show in here all the time. Um, we're up to 3 songs now, including the intro. That's like half of one. It's like 4 lines. you know. You want to hit him with one real quick? We do one for the intro. Do you still want this suit on, man? It looks a little big for you. Okay. He thinks it brings out his eyes, I guess, for whatever reason. But wait, the full. No, we're not. Oh, just yeah. Go for it. Ahima werba jackajima, ahima werba jackajima. Hey, you back? It's nice to see you. I said we weren't doing it. Oh my. Now, you okay? All right. Leo will be back in a little bit. Apparently, he has some errands to run. Um, So I just want to address a couple things before that, you know, gambling addict gets back, because I was banking on, you know, being able to work on this game. I mean, we had 8 years of rent covered, and now, I mean, Leo's scams are pretty successful. I think he would have been able to cover it, but also I had to cover it the last 3 months, so I don't. He might just be lying. Who know? He's gone. Okay, maybe he went to look for the glasses. That'd be nice of him. But for now, I got to be able to see. So, Leo, when did you get back? You been there the whole time? Dude, I couldn't even feel you. Did you do like a little phase? A little phase action? That's incredible. Oh, they're in the car. Okay. That's a relief. I thought we were gonna have to go all the way back to Ramona. I mean, that's like a that's like a 2 hour drive from here. How am I gonna do that? Hmm. Yeah, we don't really have anything to work off. We're just kind of going. And I mean, even at the least, I usually have something I'm hot on. You know, coming in with, coming in with that fire, or yeah, coming in with that ice. Oh wait, um, coming in with that liquid. Uh, coming in with that liquid. All right, I like that. We can make that work. Come to you live with the liquid. Not liquid death. That's cringe. The amount of people I see hyping up liquid death, and right, it's like a cool can to hold, or like be like, oh, I'm drinking liquid death, but like, what are we doing? Just drink the freaking water. It's got to be mostly people who don't live in an area with water, with like treatable, good water, which is like a lot of places, but yeah, it is pretty crazy how like the one place in America known for like the worst water is Flint, Michigan, and they're right next to like all the Great Lakes. Like, what are the chances of that? Like, I know it's the pipes. You don't got to tell me. I saw the Jeopardy episode last night. Don't worry, don't worry. But hmm, maybe we'll look for something to talk about. Was trying to teach some people at the wedding some different card games. Well, we played Temps, we played BS, but most fun of all, we played some Egyptian rat screw, also known as ERS if that's too many syllables, or ERS if that's even easier. Um, Egyptian rat screw though, great game. Blackjack on crack, such a fun game. Especially when like you're already it's like the end of the night and everyone's like kind of sauced or whatever they're mainlining. Who knows? Um, ah, we didn't get another dislike. That's cool. Actually, no. We, hmm. I don't know how to take the dislike thing. Because it's just clearly someone who's like, this isn't for me. Or it's a bot. Or it's someone I know. Which, like, would be even funnier. Um, oh yeah, someone I know. What did I just see? Oh, yes. I do have someone I was kicking around today. So, I I see people all the time. I even have family members that will sign up for these kind of things. I remember my brother was asking me, "Would you ever do a triathlon?" And I was like, "Yeah," but like I'd never sign up for one. I would just go do it, right? Like I would just be like, "Oh, okay." Like bike's ready to go, shoes ready to go, got a place to go swim. I'll just do it. Like it's so dumb to me to like want to go with a bunch of other people, like crash into them on the bikes, kick in, like right, like have someone kick my face while swimming, and like all this stuff that just like it doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. Like you can go to like the Boston Marathon, like the Chicago Marathon, whatever, but like why don't you just run it without like a billion people cheering you on? You know what I mean? Because like I don't know. I have friends, right? You know, we like to think of ourselves as athletes around here from time to time. We have some friends that are high level athletes. It's all they do. All their greatest accomplishments are all athletic. And that honestly, when I was 19 and left the track team, that was what scared me most of all. Was as I was growing up, there was all this stuff that I found so cool. Programming games in my calculator, freaking emulating old stuff and like showing it to my friends, and we just play the crap out of it and enjoy the retro games, and because like all the modern stuff's ass. And then like Fortnite came out and everyone wanted to play that, and then I had to get an Xbox again. But reading books, fun stuff, writing books, writing stories. I used to wake up from a super vivid dream and just write the dream out because it was so cool to me. Like, cooler than a movie, cooler than anything. And like I'd write it, and obviously dream logic, like some stuff wouldn't make sense, like the impact of certain things. Wait, when was the last time you dreamt? Dude, you gotta get off the reefer, man. You could stand to have a dream or two. Night terrors do suck, but I got you. We can get through it. I myself have been, cutting out all that bull jive out of my daily, weekly, monthly, all of it. I drank at a wedding this past weekend, obviously, and I've also been quitting nicotine and all this stuff, and it's just been I've been so irritable, all this stuff. And then when I was there and I was drinking, just carrying the dance floor, not to you know not to toot my own horn. Wait, sorry, I gotta check this real quick. Oh, nice. Yeah, I need some more of this. So ignore that little thing we're doing. We can just go with the little holy buckets. We're back and better than ever. Um, I just find when I'm drinking that I can really just actually not care in the slightest what anyone thinks about anything, and I think that's a really dangerous headspace to be in, even though it's fun. Like I think it's for me anyway, it's a really dangerous headspace to be in. Um, I'm not a fan of me just feeling like I can do whatever I want all the time because I have my own checks for myself that I'd like to not live by, but just like, hey, don't right, don't be this way. I've had this happen to me before. Don't be this. Like, don't act like that. And when you're doing whatever you want, it's really easy to get lost in that. And especially with drinking, it's kind of this cycle of like I've felt so shite since drinking because like I I don't really drink that much. I overdid it during COVID. By the time I actually turned 21, like I was just so over everything, like having to do with drinking, and I was just like, this is so lame. Like the stuff, the conversations I would have at bars where it'd be like, I've never been the drunkest person at a party. I don't know what it is. I think like again, I don't drink that much. I could drink the same amount as someone else, and I don't know if it's my long limbs or like whatever, but like it takes a while to filter through my body, and like I'm never the drunkest person, and it just always makes me be like, is this what people like ruin their lives over? Just like having this little thing? What? Oh yeah, I guess some people are so socially anxious that in order to kind of like what I was talking about, to get out of your headspace and get to that place where you just say I don't care, you always have to drink. Well, I got good news for you. All you gotta do is have a couple schizophrenic breaks from reality, and you're there, pal. Hmm. Maybe that's not the only solution. That is what worked for me though. What's worked for you? What worked for me was to always know I am who I am. Deal with it. I'm not gonna mess around. I'm not gonna wag my tail around and be like, "Oh, don't you think my tail is my tail big enough for you?" Oh, none of that. I'm enough for me. Come get with it. And if you don't get with it, you don't gotta get out, but like you gotta get with it. That was pretty profound. That was a really good point. Anyway, so back to the thing I was talking about with athletics. Um, like why would you? I understand like training for a triathlon, right? I have an Ironman hat, and like I've had a couple people ask me, "Have I done an Ironman?" And it's like, no, I'm planning on doing one. It's like, well, technically, like I'm always training in some regard, like for health or like trying to jump higher or like run a little faster for like basketball or like, you know, running from gunfire or something like or running towards gunfire. Who knows? Who knows? I got a lot of zombies experience. Woo. No. Got about 20 minutes before I got to head out. Um so we can definitely keep this going a little bit more. But I'm trying to think of how I want to say this because I have a lot of respect for someone that can run 26.2 miles. I forget how many kilometers that is. That's wrong. Got a lot of respect for people who can do the ultra marathons, but at that point it's like torture and like not really that cool. It's like more so like why are you doing that to yourself? Because like people's just like feet bleed and they're like pissing shit while running and it's like kind of gross and like all this stuff. And it's like it's a good test of what the human body can handle. But like all that David Goggins stuff, like David Goggins is one of the least motivational people ever. Like, who's gonna row the boats? Are you gonna row the boats, Leo? Bitch, I built the boats. Exactly. Like, we don't got like who's gonna row the boats? PJ Fleck? No, sorry. obviously, obviously he took it with him. Some football coaching lore, if you're not familiar. But I've a lot of my greatest accomplishments up until I was 19 was just getting to where I was athletically, like getting to the highest level of amateur I could, which is D1 track and field. Honestly, I could have done football. I had, and I'm going to admit this, I had more concussions than you were allowed to have and continue playing high school sports. I got a concussion my sophomore year. That was bad. Like, really bad. You know what pulled me out of it? Balloons Tower Defense 5. I had another pretty bad one junior year that, like, just kind of hush, hush, hush. Like, I don't think it's that big of a deal. Like, dude, trying to come back from like, I was trying to, because it was at the end of the season. Like, I didn't get to move up for playoffs or anything. I threw up at a football game or at a basketball game because I came back too early. It was literally just like a rec game that we were playing, like trying to, get our legs back in shape for basketball and all that. Threw up like I was dry heaving in the bathroom on the way out, and then after we dropped my grandma off, I literally threw up outside the car, just like I think something's wrong. Like my head feels like there's two knives right here and then like a giant scythe just like right there. Um and I was just so focused on sports. I also got like I think three minor concussions on top of that. And so technically you're allowed to have two concussions and when you get a third, that's it. I had at least four that counted, but they like only two got documented. And I like passed the special like testing that they do or whatever after you do a baseline your freshman year. I remember thinking it was so stupid freshman year. I'm like, This is kind of a weird test, like even in a good headspace. And I was kind of like, wait, I've been playing football for a while. Like, did I get messed up in middle school or something? And probably not. Coffee pot. Can't think like that. No, I think whatever happened to me always would have happened regardless of all the sports. And if I could take it back and only do programming from like when I was in like middle school and not play any sports, I'd still choose this path because, like I said, we always choose this path. In all the timelines, every time, I won't go into that lore. Um, but continue talking about working out and stuff. I'm really proud of my mom. She lost a bunch of weight recently, and it's weird how that happens, right? Because like when I was losing weight, it seemed like it was taking forever, and then when my mom was doing it, it also seemed like it was taking forever, but she was doing it healthily versus like other times I've seen her do it, where it's like crash, and then it just never really goes anywhere because you just drop water weight, nothing really ever changes, and then you rebound, and then you're up another 5-10 pounds before you start to go again, or drop it again or whatever, and that's definitely not good or whatever. But I'm really proud of her and for reaching that goal. My brother also completed a half marathon a couple years ago, and I don't want to see the same pitfall happen. Right? There was this thing called like the hard 75 or hard 90 or something. And I remember thinking it was ridiculous. It was like a couple years ago, where it was like, oh, you don't have any alcohol, and like you work out every day, and like all this stuff. Where I was just like, that doesn't sound like a hard 75. That just sounds like you're changing your lifestyle for 75 days. And my whole thing was like, what is it? The easy like 10,000 after that? Like, what do you think is gonna happen? Heard people losing 50 pounds doing a hard 75. Good luck. Good luck. It's not sustainable. No one wants to hear it. You're better off going on Ozempic, and I don't actually mean that. Please don't anyone take Ozempic or the Eli, was it Tremfya? I get old. I'm working on a on a video idea with a bunch of pharmaceuticals. I get them all mixed up sometimes. But um I just don't want to see people fall into this pitfall of like setting a goal, you hit it, and then it's done. You're done, you did the thing, whatever. Like someone who's very dead set on writing a book, you might finally finish it, and then you're like, hey, I'm done. You should probably rewrite it. Cause like I've started rewriting my huge story so many different ways. I have like 200 pages of a book that's like all broken up and it's not actually like in sequence, but I can connect it at some point. Tried rewriting it as if I was going to put it into a graphic novel. Tried rewriting it as if I was going to make it into a movie. Tried rewriting it like it was going to be a TV show. I've rewritten it so many times, and guess what? I think the book is still probably the best idea, but every time I rewrite it, there's just a different avenue. There's a different edge that you get on it that's just like, I don't want the old 200 pages. It's perfect material to work off, and I really like that direction I was going in, but it was the first 200 pages. It was the first 75. You gotta keep going. And maybe I'm a perfectionist and just always want to keep stuff going like that. You can say that again. But I think it's the way. Maybe. Maybe I'm just getting stuck in my ways. Maybe my frontal cortex is finally getting into that final stage of formation or whatever. I don't know. But I do know that it's funny to me when people feel like they have to sign up for something to run 26.2 miles. I get it. It's motivational. You know what would be cooler than that? Being so prepared, you could just run 26.2 miles anytime someone put a gun to your head. And you know the thing about schizophrenia? You can make yourself do all sorts of wild shit. Like try to make a video game in 5 years. Using only TI-83 plus logic plus a little bit of Python from previous experience. And maybe that can be enough. And I'm not trying to, again, a lot of this video has been me, you know, like, almost breaking my arm, patting myself on the back. Which is fine. No one watches these videos anyway. But, again, drink every time you hear that. I think it's more fun to set more dynamic goals that like you can almost never achieve, which is the opposite of every thing with like goal philosophy, with like setting a goal. You always want to set, what is it, like achievable, like there's like a realistic timeline with things. You need to make the goal attainable. But what if you didn't? What if you just decided I want to do 100 push-ups in one sitting? And then you're like, okay, at the end of the year, I'm going to do 100 push-ups in one setting. Well, what happens if you don't do it? Are you going to keep trying after that? Maybe. Maybe not. Maybe if you never had that date in the first place, maybe you wouldn't procrastinate it. Maybe you wouldn't, oh, I really need to work. I haven't done push-ups in 2 days. I should really crank some out. Do some squats, dude. I don't know. I shouldn't be talking. I've never ran a marathon. I could rip a triathlon right now. I don't know why I would. I'm not a friggin' Gen X yuppie. Just trying to get... Oh, my goal? Why, thanks for asking, Leo. What are my athletic goals? Well, it's something like a full rotation, not some half, quick little whatever. A full rotation windmill. It's been my goal since I was in 6th grade. Hit a full windmill. I'm getting there. And I'm not too worried about it. I go lift some weights. I'm not like, oh, once I squat ass to grass 405, I'm going to be able to do a windmill dunk. That's actually not how it works. I mean, it helped, but like that's actually not how it works. And even if I do hit that windmill, do you think I'm going to be satisfied with that? No, I got to do it on somebody. I got to do it in a game. I got to do it on a lob. I got to keep going. These aren't goals. This is my bucket list. I don't want to die never having done a full windmill on Leo. Are you kidding me? That's the shit I live for. You know what I don't live for? Posting that windmill to Instagram. Posting that half full marathon. Posting that triathlon to Instagram. I'd rather keep memeing on people with my Instagram posts. Just so maybe someone can look and go, look at all these people posting them living their artificial best lives. And here's someone just being not even the opposite. Just, I don't think trolling is the right word. I just try to let people know how I don't like it. I don't like how they feed in to the own problem that they're creating for themselves. Because I catch myself doing that all the time, and I'm judgmental because I'm a perfectionist, and so I put that on other people. Yeah, that's probably oversharing. No, it's not. That's what this channel is for. Well, yeah, we gotta go soon, man. We're gonna get those glasses before sundown. Anything you want to end on? No clues today. Yeah, play us out. Ahima werba jackajima, hema werba jackajima, see ya.